My name is Tim, and I'm a nursing student trying to figure out who and what is Martha Rogers and her theory. The Science of Unitary Human Beings, she also wrote a landmark book called The Introduction to Theoretical Bases of Nursing. Well, Martha has been dead since March 13th, 1994. The only way I could figure out to speak with her is to go to a medium. Well, this is what we're doing today. We have just contacted Martha in all her glory, and here she is, Martha Rogers.
How did I get here? Hi.
Do you mind if I record this interview?
Sure, is it like on one of those beta things?
Well, actually, it's gotten a little more advanced since your death in 1994.
Wow, that's really out of this world. Well, if you don't mind, I have brought some notes as being dead for 22 years. I have seemed to have forgotten the details of my theory. I have been having too much fun hanging out with the theorist gals, the gang, Florence Nightingale and those theorist gals. They've been trying to persuade me to believe in their theories, and I seem to have gotten a bit confused on my own, so I have some notes.
Tell us a little bit about your early life.
Well, I was born in Dallas, Texas on May 12th, 1914. I actually share the same birthday with Florence Nightingale. We talk about that all the time. I was the oldest of 4 children. Before I turned 1 year old, my family moved to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Did you enjoy school?
Oh, I always enjoyed school as a child. By the time I was in the 4th grade, I had read every book in my school's library. By my senior year, I had completed all the high school math courses. I was a real smarty. And was taking a college level algebra course where I was the only female in the class.
So, did you always know you wanted to be a nurse?
I knew I wanted to do something that would hopefully contribute to social welfare, like law and medicine. I started studying medicine and wanted to be a doctor. I was only able to do this for a couple years because women in medicine were not particularly desirable during that time.
So how did your parents feel about your change into nursing?
They still disapproved. They thought it wasn't respectful for a young lady. But how I got into nursing was because becoming a doctor was frowned upon. As a woman, I had to find another way to enter a career in medicine or healthcare. I signed up for a nursing program at my local hospital. I later transferred out of that program to one at Knoxville General Hospital.
Huh. So, what is your nursing theory, Martha?
Well, first, let me tell you how I became a nurse. I received my diploma in nursing from Knoxville General Hospital back in 1936, a long time before you were born, young man. I earned my BSN in 1937 from George Peabody College in Nashville. Somebody says something about singing going on there now. I received my first MSN from Teachers College, and in 1952, my second master's degree in public health from Johns Hopkins University. I completed my doctorate degree in science in 1954, also at Johns Hopkins. The next day, I boarded a train, and I was hired on the head of the nursing program at New York University. So you want to know about my nursing theory? Okay. It is called the Science of Unitary Human Beings. I believe nursing is both a science and an art. The uniqueness of nursing, like that of any other science, lies in the phenomenon central to its focus. The theory of unitary human beings are as follows. Man, number one, man is unified, a whole possessing his own integrity and manifesting characteristics that are more than indifferent from the sum of his parts. Are you following me?
Yeah.
2, man and environment are continuously exchanging matter and energy with one another. 3, the life process evolves irreversibly and unidirectionally along the space-time continuum. Follow me? 4, pattern and organization identify man and reflect his innovative wholeness. And lastly, man is 5, characterized by the capacity for abstractness and imagery, language and thought, sensation and emotion.
Can you give us a little insight on what's your philosophy of nursing?
My philosophy is to serve people and practice safe nursing. It is our job to participate in the process of change and direct the human development. My philosophy contains two dimensions, not all into dimensions. The science of nursing, which is the knowledge specific to the field of nursing that come from scientific research, and the art of nursing, which involves using the science of nursing creatively to help better the life of the patient. The person is a being, an energy field, in constant interaction with the environment. The person is an open system more than the sum of the parts. The environment is an energy field, including everything that is not the person.
So, Martha, what's your definition of nursing?
Well, nursing is a learned science involving knowledge of the unitary human being, his wholeness and his continual relationship with the environment, the exchange of energy from his birth till his death. After nursing research has been done, theories developed that can be utilized out in the community or in the hospital.
How would you describe a unitary human being?
A unitary human being is one that can interact by eating and drinking, breathing, giving and receiving, and eliminating. They also communicate either verbally or non-verbally and relate to others through touching, eye contact, belonging, referencing, and responding to a family member's illness. They valued philosophical beliefs and make their own choices. Awareness is also a characteristic that involves sleep, behaviors, feelings, and an ability to know or learn motor skills, health, knowledge, and abstraction.
So is your theory in your writings, are they relevant? Are they relevant and timely for today's nursing?
Well, papers I wrote 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago are as timely now as they were when I wrote them. Sadly enough, but there are also now from one paper to the next, or when I was writing, that new material needs to be written because more knowledge is out there and it moves rapidly.
So, what's the biggest contribution of your theory?
Well, I would have to say I was one of the first nurse scholars to explicitly identify person, unitary man, as a central phenomenon in nursing. Concern in the nursing abstract system is a matrix of concepts relevant to the life, process, and man. My concepts provide a world view from which nurses may derive theories and hypotheses and purpose relationships specific to different situations. The utilization of my model is used as a guide in theory development. I also believe that many areas of my theory that I develop are obsolete due to the rapid acceleration of science and knowledge. Just like this video stuff here,
So, what type of education do you feel nurses should have?
Well, nurses need a broad general education. General education background will open doors and give them knowledge to a new path in nursing.
What do you think the main purpose of nursing is?
Well, the main purpose of nursing is to serve people and practice safe nursing. It is our job as nurses to participate in the process chains and direct the human development.
So, what's your motivation for writing your book?
Oh, my big book, yeah, it had come to my attention. There was a need for knowledgeable nursing that was severely lacking at the time. Providing nurses with this information will allow us to serve the public in a more efficient manner.
What do you think your theory of unitary human beings, or how do you think it's changed, really?
Science is open-ended and ever-changing. Every day there are new discoveries in science, and our knowledge grows. As we become more knowledge as we get more knowledge in our science, our theory will have to change with the science as it becomes obsolete. Wow, I'm getting kind of tired. I best be getting back to my gals. You never know what they can concoct while I'm gone. Possibly another nursing theory, and I want to be part of it, young man. Thanks for calling me up. I think I got me thinking about maybe my next book, if there's such a thing, and I really got to go.
Well, thanks for joining us, Martha, and thanks for answering all my questions. I think it would really help.
Thank you, young man. It's a pleasure.